Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Atlanta. In ATL, it's been a long time coming, but we're here. Saturday, December 28th, from the award-winning State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Showtime Championship Boxing is giving you a holiday special presentation of Showtime Championship Boxing. You know, it's been over 20 years since this city has hosted a world title fight. Well, Showtime's going to bring you two of them. And in the main event, you've got former world champion taking on two-time champion, and it's all for the WBA lightweight world title. The main event features super featherweight champion Gervonta "Tank" Davis, moving up in weight, facing the former unified champ Yuriorkis Gamboa for the WBA lightweight world title. It's a special holiday presentation of Showtime Championship Boxing. It begins and comes your way at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 6 p.m. Pacific Time. This event is brought to you by Premier Boxing Champions. It's being promoted by Mayweather Promotions, GTD Promotions, and TGB Promotions as well. Last time this great city hosted a world title fight, September 19th, 1998. That was when Evander Holyfield defeated Vaughn Bean inside the Georgia Dome. Over 40,000 came out for that fight. There are a limited amount of tickets still left, so please, if you're trying to get tickets, you can go to Ticketmaster.com. Again, Davis, Gamboa, live on Showtime, 3-fight card coming your way, and it all jumps off at 9 p.m. Also, we want to remind you that Showtime Championship Boxing Countdown is bringing you a 2-fight card. We're streaming those fights, the undercard fights, live on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel, also on Showtime's Boxing Facebook page. That comes your way at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, one of the promoters, they are the future, the present. When you talk about sports, Mayweather Promotions, and their CEO is the always dapper Leonard Ellerby.
Thank you everyone for coming out today. Saturday night, it's gonna be lit. I'm telling you, I'm very, very excited about this card. This is, I can recall when we had the first conversation about bringing this fight to Atlanta, and it was only one name that you could put synonymous when it comes to tapping into a market that hadn't had a fight in over 20 years. To me, when it comes to excitement, the name Gervonta Davis goes hand in hand. So when it came about, we knew that this entire community would be involved. We knew that it would be the most talked about event. It would create a buzz that hadn't been done in many, many years. We have an outstanding undercard in the co-main event. We have WBA light heavyweight champion in the building, taking on Mayweather Promotions' own Badu Jack, which I guarantee you will be a very, very entertaining match. These two are great fighters, and they're gonna lay it on the line. And our undercard, wow, from top to bottom, this is a very, very entertaining card. Looking at our main event, when you look at Gamboa, we know what he brings to the table. Most people, you hear this chatter going back and forth about he's an older fighter. We're not buying that bullshit, because one thing we know about Gamboa, he has this phenomenal pedigree. He knows and has seen everything in that ring. And in my opinion, it's a very dangerous fight for Tank. But that's what we want. We want nothing but the best for Gervonta. And we feel as though in this main event, that's what it's gonna come down to. I feel as though Gamboa is going to bring out the best in Tank come Saturday night. So I guarantee you, from top to bottom, this will be a very, very entertaining card. And this main event, I guarantee it's going to end in a knockout. Thank you.
Well, here's the beauty when you talk about Showtime Championship Boxing, because it takes a visionary for something like this to come to fruition. Quick story, about over a year ago, about a year and a half ago, I was in great city here of Atlanta, went back home, and while I was here, I ran into your former boxing commissioner, Dr. Walter Young. He approached me and he said, it's time for Showtime to come to Atlanta and bring a championship fight. And I said, you're absolutely right. I'll go back and I'll talk to my people. We'll try to make it happen. So I went back and I went to talk to Stephen Espinoza, and I said, you know, Atlanta really wants a fight. And Stephen said, it has to be the right fighter. But I agree with you. We got to make something like that happen. And here we are a year and a half later, and not only are we bringing a world championship fight, but two of them. Because in the main event, you've got Davis Gamboa. In the co-main, Badu Jack and John Pascal. So you got two championship fights. Stephen Espinoza said it was going to happen, but as he pointed out, it has to be the right fighter, someone who identifies with the culture of this great city, and thus is the reason why we're here. So let me bring to the podium visionary. He's the president of sports event programming for the Showtime Networks, Stephen Espinoza.
Thank you, Brian. It's a big weekend in Atlanta, big college football game on Saturday afternoon. There's a big fight after the big game. And of course, it's a big weekend for Showtime. Starting this weekend, we've got 8 big boxing shows over the next 10 weeks. Some of the biggest names of the sport: Gervonta Davis, Danny Garcia, Jarrett Hurd, Clarissa Shields, plus some top young prospects, Jerron Ennis, Stephen Fulton. Couldn't kick it off with a better fight card to start it all off. You know, top young star in the sport, Gervonta Tank Davis. You know, I got to correct myself. It's time to quit calling Gervonta a young star or a rising star or a future star. What he has demonstrated this year is he is a bona fide star. He is a box office draw. That is without question. When you go into 3 cities, Los Angeles, Baltimore, and Atlanta, you sell tickets and bring people out, you're a bona fide attraction. We're not talking about the future, we're talking about the present. Now, at the end of the day, though, none of that really matters on Saturday night. Whether you call him a star, a world champion, a future star, whether you call Gamboa a gold medalist, a former world champion, an amateur superstar, doesn't really matter. And that's what we love about this sport, is you've got critics, you've got labels, you've got names. None of it matters when the bell rings on Saturday night. And the thing about these 6 young men here on this stage, each one of them fights like an underdog, because they've all been underdogs. If you know anything about Gervonta Davis, he's not supposed to be here. Statistically, he shouldn't be here. You know anything about Yuriorkis Gamboa, what he has overcome to be here, just to be in the United States boxing, he shouldn't be here. And when you see the two of them fight, they fight like they're hungry. They fight like they're angry. They fight like there's one plate, there's one meal in the middle of the ring, and they're both real hungry. You look at the co-main event. You've got John Pascal and Badu Jack. Each of them, I'll put their resumes against any fighter in the sport. Haven't had an easy road at any point in their careers. They fought tough fight after tough fight. They've been written off, they've been criticized, they've been ignored. But here they are, world champion, former world champion, here still fighting like they're hungry. Jose Uzcategui, one of the hardest punchers in the sport. Lionel Thompson has his ups and downs. He's looking for his shot. We have a card full of underdogs and hungry fighters. And that's how I know Saturday night's going to be an entertaining night. We'll see you then.
Well, let's hear from the fighters. And we'll start with the first fight that you'll see on television come Saturday night at 9 p.m. And we're going to start at 168 pounds. And as Steven just pointed out, you got two fantastic fighters. You got Jose Uzcategui, once known as the boogeyman of that division, taking on Lionel Thompson, who's looking for his shot to make his mark in this division. So coming to the podium, here he is, Lionel Thompson.
How everybody doing? I want to thank everybody for coming out. I want to thank Jose Uzcategui and his team for taking the fight. This is my first fight at 68, and I plan on being victorious. I want to thank Leonard Ellerby, Mayweather Promotions, for giving me the opportunity, believing in me, and everybody that helped me and everybody that support me on social media and all the media for being here. And I promise I won't let you guys down. And I plan on giving a Class A performance Saturday night. Thank you.
And Lionel's opponent, former IBF world champion, and as he pointed out, one of the hardest hitters in the sport of boxing, Jose Uzcategui.
Bueno, gracias a todos por estar aquí, ¿no? Bueno, lo más importante es volver a pisar un podio en Estados Unidos, un reino en Estados Unidos, y pienso que Bolivita llega para ser nuevamente campeón del mundo y darle las gracias a todos, las gracias a mi rival por aceptar esta gran pelea, y sé que el sábado saldrá el público muy contento de esa gran pelea.
I want to thank everybody for coming. I'm grateful to be in a podium again in the United States. I'm thankful for my opponent for taking the fight, and the crowd won't be disappointed. There's going to be Jose Uzcategui for a long time and getting my world title back.
Gracias a todos por existir y nos vemos el sábado.
Thank everybody for coming, and I'll see you on Saturday.
That's the opening fight. Then we get to the co-main, another world title fight. This man coming to the podium, two-time world champion. And if you watched his last fight, suffered a horrendous cut. 95 stitches is what it required to heal up. And he still fought on, suffered it in the 7th round, and the fight went the distance. Blood all over his face, but he's a warrior. He's known as the Ripper, Badu Jack.
Assalamu alaikum. I want to thank Showtime, Mayweather Promotions, Al Heyman, John Pascal and his team. What can I say? I was on, Tank was on my undercard last time, and now I'm on his undercard. I'm very proud of him. He's going to be, he is already a superstar, and I'm very proud of him. Yeah, I had a great training camp. Everybody say they have a great training camp. How you feel? Yeah, I feel great. But I really felt great. I wasn't sick, no injuries, nothing. I feel like I'm 36, but I feel like 26. So I can't wait till Saturday night, and yeah, and the new. Thank you.
And he'll be taking on the champ. And the interesting thing about Badu and the champ, if you look at their resumes, these guys have fought everyone. You want to talk about two fighters who have had to walk through the fire. No one has done it more than Badu Jack and the champion. At 175 pounds, the WBA light heavyweight champion of the world, Jean Pascal.
What's up, ATL? First time, this is my first time in the city, and I heard that I can visit ATL. I have to move down here, so maybe after my victory on Saturday night, I might move down here. First of all, also, I want to thank Showtime. You know, they're going to be able to display my talent on Saturday night. I want to thank Hollyman. I want to thank my team, my boxing team, my coaches. I want to thank also my good advisor, Greg Leon. He's a young advisor, but I think he's the best in the business. That's why I'm still here after 11 years at the highest level on top of my game is the main reason why. So I want to give a shout out to Greg Leon. Thank you very much. I had a great training camp, you know. Badu Jack, you know, is a gentleman in and outside the ring. He's a solid fighter. He has a great defense, a good attack. So I had a great training camp in Puerto Rico. I've been away from my family for 12 weeks, 3 months. So I'm ready for this fight. I'm war ready. So tune in on Showtime, baby.
I hear you, champ. Might as well move to Atlanta. Welcome to Atlanta where the players play. Come on. Now we move to the main event. What can you say? Two electrifying fighters, two fighters with fast hands, and two guys who are explosive. This young man, the former unified featherweight champion of the world. He's an Olympic gold medalist. Here is Yuriorkis Gamboa.
Bueno, quiero darle las gracias a todas las personas que están aquí presentes.
I want to thank everyone here present.
Gracias a todas las personas que han logrado de una forma u otra esta pelea se haga.
Thank everyone involved that was involved in making this fight happen.
A los promotores, PBA, Mayweather Promotion.
All the promoters, Mayweather Promotions, TGB, etc.
Y fundamentalmente a la cadena televisora que nos da la oportunidad de estar en presente.
And of course, Showtime Network for backing this fight.
Muchas gracias a todos ustedes.
Thank you for
Well, every great fighter has a great coach in his corner. And this man has been Tank's only coach, known throughout Baltimore. Great guy. He's done a lot for the community. He's doing a lot for the sport of boxing. Here's Mr. Calvin Ford.
How y'all doing out there? Oh man, Atlanta been beautiful to us, man. When we was at the workout, they came out and said, you know, and Leonard said something to me, man. He ain't had this feeling in years. And he is a star. Always been a star in my book. Because when the camera's on him, he shows up. I can't wait this Saturday night. He like my Michael Jordan in the ring. Gamboa, been watching you for years. Been watching you for years. We want to thank you for being that named fighter to give us the opportunity to go through that door of greatness. This is where it's going to start at. All the names they've been calling out for Tank, Gamboa is the first name. And we've been waiting on it. I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to become great. Tank, love you. Go do your thing. I can't wait. Bring them stars out.
And now, a young man who has moved here to Atlanta. This is now his home. He's happy to be fighting here in Atlanta. Again, first time in 21 years, the city has hosted a world title fight. He's been two-time champion at 130, now moving up to 135, looking for another title. He is Gervonta Tank Davis.
How y'all doing? First off, I want to thank God. You know, without him, it wouldn't be possible. Second, I want to thank Al Heyman, Showtime, Mayweather Promotions, you know, my team, my personal team. And again, here we at it again. You know, this is my first time in Atlanta fighting. You know, I went in to fight here over some years. I've been coming here for probably over 4 or 5 years. You know, asking my daughter from here, her mother from here, and things like that. So, Atlanta always showed me, you know, love and respect. You know, so I always thought that, you know, me fighting in Atlanta would be big. You know, and I had a big fan base here. So, training camp been, you know, great. I've been training with my brothers and my sister, my young sister, Mia Ellis, on the card. You know, so shout out to her for stepping up to the plate and turning pro. Saturday night, we'll be making history again. You know, title fight, they ain't been here since over 20 years, things like that. So I'm definitely excited to be in this position to be able to open doors for others and also myself. So Saturday night, we're going to have a big fight. Thank you all. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you, Gamboa, for taking a chance. You know, trying to, you know, defend, you know, what he got going on. And Saturday night, it's gonna be an action-packed fight, and we'll see who got it all with the tape. See y'all.
Now let's talk about the fights. We'll start with the first fight. Lionel, Jose, we'll start with you all. Lionel, I'll start with you. You're taking on Jose Uzcategui,
Yes.
once considered the boogeyman at 168 pounds. You're coming down in weight to face this guy, but once he suffered that loss to Caleb Plant, a lot of people thought, you know, maybe the mystique really isn't there anymore. You called him, quote, a one-trick pony. How do you beat him Saturday night?
First of all, let me say, you know, I've been in there with bigger punchers at 75. If you look at what I did at 75, I only been stopped one time, and that was early in my career. If you look at the guys that I beat after that, they wasn't Kovalev, but they was good fighters. You know, 175 pounds, fighting somebody rehydrating to 200 pounds, anybody can hurt you. And I've beaten good guys, undefeated prospects that can punch, and that was planning to go far, and I destroyed them. You know, I believe moving down in weight, now that I did it right, got a nutritionist and all that, anybody can hurt you. Like, so about him being a boogeyman and all that, I mean, that stuff going one ear and out the other. Like, people say, oh, he can punch, but anybody, you know, hit you right, can hurt you. So, you know, I'm just focused on being perfect, you know, not making no mistakes like I do for every fight. So as far as being the boogeyman and the higher that stuff, I don't listen to that. I mean, I know what I can do. Anybody that ever shared the ring with me will tell you I'm one of the best skillful fighters on the planet, hands down. Like, and these is facts. If you know what I mean, if y'all haven't watched me, or those that have watched me that see me in the ring, got the best skills on the planet, hands down. Floyd even said that. Floyd Mayweather even said that. So, you know, he's tough. I'm pretty sure he bringing his best. I'm not worried. Like I said, I'm bringing my best, and I believe I'll be victorious. You know, I respect him. I definitely respect him, though. He's definitely, you know, a force to be reckoned with. But you know, I just believe in myself.
Got it. Jose, you heard Lionel basically says he's not worried. Are you a one-trick pony that relies on just the right hand?
Como no está preocupado, que si tú nomás eres un peleador de un solo estilo, que si nomás tienes poder.
Bueno, yo no hablo mucho, ¿no? Yo todo el tiempo he demostrado arriba del ring y bueno, como él dice que yo soy un peleador de un solo ritmo, esperemos que el sábado se pare a pelear de hombre a hombre conmigo, a ver si es capaz y si aguanta, ¿no? Todo el mundo me tiene reprochado por lo que pasó con Plan. Con Plan fue una mala noche para mí y les voy a demostrar, no solamente a Plan, porque lo que yo más quiero es pasar este obstáculo y ir por Plan, ¿no? ganando, quiero a Plan, pero le voy a demostrar a él que Bolivita nomás vivió una mala noche. Lo voy a noquear.
He said, I don't like to talk much, but since he says I'm a one-trick pony and I only have power, he said, we'll see on Saturday. He said, don't run around, don't talk like you could do all this and then start running around. He said, we'll see. He said, after I knock you out, then we'll see what Plan got to talk.
Not gonna happen.
Dice que no va a pasar. Dice que no va a pasar, que no los noquear.
Not gonna happen. I've been stopped one time in my career, and that's by
Que lo han parado
somebody who
una
punched
sola
way harder than you.
Eso espero. A ver si es verdad.
And
Todo el
way
tiempo
better,
dicen lo
and-
mismo.
and way better.
He
Todos
said, he
dicen lo
hopes so.
mismo.
He said, he hopes so. Stand
La-
there and fight. Don't run
La
around.
única presa que se me fue viva fue Plan, porque hice yo mismo hice mal el trabajo.
He said, the only reason Plan survived, he's
Pero
like, I
soy-
messed up.
Soy el mejor 168 en la actualidad.
I'm the best.
No hay Plan, no hay
super middleweight
Benavides,
in the
no hay
planet. You'll
Smith
see.
que sea mejor que Bolivita Oscategui.
You'll see.
Let me tell you something, folks. That's why you got to come out Saturday night. And that's the opening fight. So now we get to the co-main. And here's the interesting thing about the co-main event and the main event. These four fighters, they sparred with one another. And all of them have different stories on what happened when they sparred. So Saturday night, they get the fight for real. So champ, Jean, let's start with you. You and Badu sparred. What do you recall from those sparring sessions? And any of that will help you come Saturday night.
But listen, we sparred, but it's been a long time ago. It was back in 2014. Sparring and sparring. Badu came up to Big Bear. I was getting ready for Kovalev. It was a good session. We sparred a few rounds, but like I said, Badu at the time he was at 168. He was the champion. He was fast. He had good movement. But I don't rely on that sparring because it was a long time ago. I know that now Badu had a year layoff, so it's gonna come hungrier. It's fresh, so that's gonna be a great fight on Saturday night.
Badu,
What's
when
up?
we go back to that fight with Marcus Brown, you suffer the cut in the 7th round, but when you look at the cards, all the judges had you down in that fight, even before the cut.
Yeah.
And some were even wondering if you still had it, so to speak. You know you've been off for 11 months, cut is healed, so I guess the question is, does Badu Jack still have it?
I guess you have to wait and see Saturday night. I mean, I was kind of flat regardless of the cut, you know, so that night. But we'll see what happens Saturday night. I'll feel great. I didn't feel great like this last time. I feel great right now. I'm ready. Weight is good. Everything's good.
Jean, same question to you. Going into that Marcus Brown fight, a fight where you dropped him a couple of times, a number of people had written before that fight that you were faded. What did that victory and the way you did it do for you?
Like Roger Mayweather said, people don't know shit about boxing. You know, that's the story of my life. Like, I have no gas in the tank, I'm this and that, but I've been fighting at the highest level for the last 11 years. So it means something. I'm a special fighter. I have things that nobody can teach. A chin and I have a heart. And nobody can cheat that.
Badu?
So right now, I'm ready. I'm more than ready. Like, I'm war ready. I'm about to invade America, and I'm staying down here in ATL after the victory.
Tank, I think you got a running mate here in Atlanta now. Badu, 5 of your most recent fights, they've been draws, a majority decision, split decision. Will you have a decisive victory Saturday night?
Listen, all of those, that was wins, all of those. Whatever anyone said, that everybody seen what happened to all of these guys after the fight. The only one that beat me was Marcus Brown when I had a cut. All of the other guys, they lost. Everybody know that. Yes. Yes, sir. Saturday night, I'm going to win, if God let me.
Those are the first two fights. Now we get to the main event. Gamboa, Davis. Yuriorkis, let me start with you. Tony will do the translation. You guys fought on the same card. One of the coaches in your camp, Yuriorkis, says, Tank has not been past the 9th round. I'm going to take him to the deep water and drown him. What do you mean?
Bueno, dice que yo no, a mí no me asusta ni me interesa nada lo que pueda comentar.
Eso fue de nosotros, eso fue Stacy. Stacy que dijo eso, de él. Oh, thank you.
No entiendo eso.
Que Stacy fue que dijo que Davis nunca ha pasado en ningún asalto. Y en esta pelea tampoco lo va a llevar a agua profunda y lo va a ahogar. ¿Qué es tu comentario sobre eso?
No tengo nada que decir, ese es su comentario. El comentario del entrenador le he basado lo que está mirando en mi preparación. Yo estoy enfocado en la pelea de sábado.
My coach made his comment based upon what he's observing in my training camp and based upon what he sees unfolding at my camp. I really have no comment on what he says, but apparently he has a trained eye, so it really doesn't interest me what he has to say. It interests me what I have to do in that night.
Tank, you guys fought, you and Gamboa, you fought on the same card in July. During the media sessions that you guys had, Yuriorkis said he really didn't stay around to watch you fight at all. You said that was a mistake, that he didn't watch your last fight. Why is that?
I'm pretty sure he watched it. He just saying it, try to be cocky. I'm for sure he watched it. If he didn't watch it that night, he definitely watched it, leading into his fight coming up. So, we shall see December the 28th, Saturday night. He been a little cocky, so I got to text that ass.
Yuriorkis, in some of the build-up to this fight, Tank's people has also said that they want him to come to you, to step to you. They question your chin. What do you have to say about those guys believing that he's too powerful and that basically that you had a weak chin?
Definitivamente yo no estoy pensando en nada de estas cosas. No me interesa si él me está mirando como altanero, como él dice. El objetivo mío es hacer mi trabajo y el sábado es que yo tengo que pelear. Yo no estoy respondiendo ni mirando cuáles son las bla 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 que hacen la gente ni nada de esas cosas.
He goes, my job isn't to pay attention to what they're saying, what they're talking about, whether they think I'm being cocky or not. My focus and my only focus is to go in there at 150% and give my all on December 28th. So I really don't care about the chatter. That means nothing to me.
Yuriorkis, you've talked about that you've basically been training and ready for this fight ever since both of you guys fought in July. What gives you your biggest confidence going into Saturday?
Ya se sabe que tú has dicho en varias entrevistas que has entrenado después de que terminó esa pelea en julio. Has seguido entrenando, te has mantenido en el gimnasio y estás en óptimas condiciones. ¿Qué es lo que te da mayor confianza entrando en el combate del 28?
Bueno, la confianza que tengo está en el trabajo que he hecho, el enfoque que le he puesto a este campo de entrenamiento y en las condiciones en las que me siento.
The confidence is very simple. It's the focus I have for this fight, not only the focus, but the hard work I put into this camp and how it's unfolded so far up to this date. And I know what what I have to do on December 28th. That's it. That's where my confidence is coming from.
Gervonta, in each of your 6 world title fights, they've ended in a knockout. Will Gamboa be the 7th Saturday night?
I can't say, but I've been training very hard. I've been staying focused on the main goal, and that's to get the win. So you know, if the knockout there, I'm definitely taking it, but I'm definitely not looking for it. You know, I know Gamboa is a tough opponent, and he gonna lay it all on the line. You know, so if it go 12 rounds, it really doesn't matter to me if he land on his face or his butt. That doesn't matter to me either. So all I'm looking for is a great fight for me, you know, and Gamboa, and also for the fans.
And lastly, their side has seemed to question whether or not you can go the distance if that's the case. Your response to that?
I believe if I ain't go past past 9 rounds, and I'm undefeated, I think that's good for me. I think, you know. So I've been doing this for so many years, you know. I believe that, you know, Gamboa can't bring nothing to the ring actually that I didn't see. And again, once we sparred before, you know, but this actually not a sparring match. This is a real fight. So I know that, you know, I got to come in there and focus, strong, fast, and, you know, let's see what it come out to. You know, I'm ready. Hopefully he's ready, and we get the fans what they want to see, and that's a knockout.
Yuriorkis will end with this. It's been over 20 years since this city has seen a world title fight. What should they expect Saturday?
Bueno, definitivamente mi preparación ha sido bastante buena, la hemos catalogado en todos los sentidos. Y el 28 de diciembre definitivamente vamos a tener una buena pelea aquí en Atlanta. Va a haber un buen show. So, Atlanta no va a estar quejándose de esa pelea del 28 de diciembre.
I speak because of what I said before. I've had a great training camp. I know what I'm going to be able to give on December 28th. I'm giving my all and then some. So Atlanta, be ready, because we're coming with everything, and we're going to put on a great show, Tank and I. And we'll look to do it one more time after this.
Tank, wrap it up with that. Long time since this place has seen a world title fight. It's going to be an electric night Saturday. What should these people in Atlanta expect?
Last but not least, I want to thank, you know, again, God, you know, my team, Al Heyman, Showtime, Mayweather Promotions. Saturday night, y'all should you know, be looking for a great fight, not just from me and Gamboa, but the whole undercard. You know, I got my younger brothers, also my younger sister fighting on the undercard as well. So, just again, Saturday night, the fight fans win. I'm coming, I'm bringing my all. Gamboa gonna bring his all, and let's see what Saturday night brings us.
Folks, Saturday, a holiday presentation of Showtime Championship Boxing from the award-winning State Farm Arena here in Atlanta. Jumps off at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time. We're bringing you a triple header of fights, 2 world title fights, all on Showtime. Gentlemen, let's face off. You know.
Oh, I'll let him fight, brother. They play games. He's got to be a there. I bounced his ass. That's all right.
Look to the back.
Anthony, you good?
I got it.
Thank you, guys. Yes, take round. First, yes.
Move! 3 times!
Go, Jack.
And still.
Over here for one. To the back. Cameras in the back. Yes. Cameras in the back.
Okay, and now back. Face front. Thank you guys.